Are you serious? Are we live? Are we live? Well, it's about time, isn't it? All right, so long day of travel yesterday. Apologize that we had no broadcast at all. Of course, we told you we wouldn't be broadcasting at 12 noon. That's because we had a flight at 12 noon. But we thought for sure we would be here in New York City in time to do the 10 o'clock. Well, that didn't work out. We got rerouted to Charlotte, North Carolina. They delayed us there. Then put us in the tarmac and delayed us an extra hour while we're on the tarmac. Finally, we got out of Charlotte, North Carolina, just ahead of the storm that ended up coming in and doing quite a bit of damage down in there. Good news, we made it. Made our way to New York, and finally arrived. Too late to do a broadcast last night. But let me tell you what we do have. We will be live, of course, at 12 noon Eastern to get you up to speed. It's crazy. It's apocalyptic what's going on around the world, including the holy fire in California. But before I go there, let me break in right now. I promised for 10 days in a row that I would remind everyone that Noble Gold Investments at noblegoldinvestments.com. These are the guys, if you have any needs with your IRA or your 401k, or maybe because you just retired, or you just got an inheritance or an insurance settlement, and you're like, what do I do? How do I diversify? What do I do? Go to noblegoldinvestments.com. Let Colin and Charles and let these guys take care of you. Christian company, family owned, good people. You can trust them. All right. That's noblegoldinvestments.com. All right. Here's what's going on with the holy fire, guys. Are you serious? Did you see the thumbnail of the guy? No, that's not my great grandfather, although he looks a lot like him. But the guy who was the reason this is called a holy fire in California is because the fire began in the Holy Gem Canyon. But wait till you hear the story on that. Also, 20,000 people evacuated now. This is the largest fire in California history, and it's only 5% contained. They need a miracle. They need some rain, folks. We need prayer warriors praying. Anyway, here's what's going on. Who was Holy Gem? Well, the fire known as the Holy Fire of California is named because the fire started in Holy Gem Canyon. A wildland fire is a devouring of thousands of acres of grass and brush, some rustic cabins, as well as some other areas of Orange and Riverside counties. It's called the Holy Fire because it started in the Holy Gem Canyon area near a road with that name. But it turns out the man behind the name may not have been so holy after all, folks. His name was Jim Smith. He was a foul-mouthed beekeeper who lived in the area back in the 1880s. First known by many in the community as Cussin' Jim. What? Cussin' Jim. Some said that they started calling him the Crabby Man, Salvation Smith. Okay, I think somebody was trying to get Cussin' Jim Smith saved. So one nickname they gave him was, they started calling him Cussin' Jim because this guy, that's all he did. Then somebody said, let's just call him Salvation Smith, and then Holy Jim. And that's the name that stuck. Holy Jim. I believe they were trying to prophesy salvation for this man. And maybe he got it. I don't know. But so much that this nickname stuck that when the government surveyors came through and were naming the different canyons, they went ahead and named that canyon Holy Gem Canyon. It is in South Orange County. Jim wore the same floppy hat from one year to the next, said one of the guys that wrote this, the late Jim Sleeper, an Orange County historian who had a cabin in Holy Gem Canyon for over a half a century. He had a mustache like a walrus. And aside from this, knowing the fullest intricacies of his profanity, Holy Jim only other major thing was that he always wanted to chew on an 8-inch plug of tobacco that he used and he kept in the hip pocket. And one of the first residents of the community, Holy Jim Smith, settled in the canyon back in the late 19th century. Many of those first settlers with Jim Smith included fought in the Union during the Civil War. Matter of fact, Jim Smith was part of the 73rd Indiana Volunteers. What? I told you this guy could be related to my grandfather. Just joking around here, guys. But seriously, I see my great-great-grandfather's picture. He looked a lot like this guy. Pretty amazing. Anyway, there are trails and even a waterfall named after Holy Jim, even though Jim always avoided water mostly. Don't ask me what that means. And according to the reports, Holy Jim Smith was last spotted in Santa Ana, California, pushing along a baby carriage. And when anyone commented on how bright the baby was, Holy Jim's tender comment was, well, we can't repeat what he said. Just that he was very smart, okay? Anyway, Holy Jim Smith died on January 2nd, 1934, at the ripe old age of 91. Well, now that canyon, named after him, has become the canyon where the fire has broke out, folks. And because of this, there's a significant situation here developing. 20,000 people have been evacuated and are under mandatory evacuation. The fire is the largest fire in California history. It's only 5% contained, and there's no end in sight. The winds are blowing, and you got this Hurricane John, coming up along the Mexican coast, and the hope was that he would come up there and maybe throw some wind and rain and water over on the fire, but instead, Hurricane John is peeling away out into the Pacific, so there will be no relief from Hurricane John, and there's no rain in sight. And so I bring up the fact, if you guys were at my Patreon channel, you know a couple days ago I did one on weather modification. Now there's very sensitive material in that, so I couldn't put that on this regular YouTube channel, but it is a great report on weather modification, and you can watch it at my Patreon channel. All right. Guys, I'll be back. There's a whole lot going on today. I'm here in New York City for the Hear the Watchman Conference, Lifting the Veil. And I'll be preaching, my sermon this weekend will be the revealing. All right, it will be revealing. All right, God bless all of you. We'll see you. I'll be back here 12 noon Eastern live. I'm great to see you, Mike Baseman and everybody else. God bless you. Mike, I'll call you later. I saw you. I missed your calls while I was traveling. Also, I see Gina and Joe and Raymond and Wendy, Samantha, and everybody else. Carrie, God bless all of you. Be good. And I'll be back here again with my next video coming up. All right, but I actually have to go do a Patreon video right now with some pressing information. God bless all of you. Are you serious? Give me some more coffee. Oh, it's Heidi's birthday. What? You guys already knew that. She's been getting inundated with happy birthday. Matter of fact, even Pakistan, the little kids at our orphanage there in Pakistan made a little cake with candles and a sign, Happy Birthday, Heidi, and they sent her a little video. It was beautiful. God bless all of you.